All right, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and safety and much blessings to the Yakim that's pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth in all truth and sincerity and diligence. All right, I just want to get into this topic, man, basically because it's the issue and the fact, it's being pushed out that, it's about to be a economical collapse, right? And, basically, everybody's reading and everybody is understanding that, hey, even if you don't know anything, it's like knowing and going into articles and whatnot, you understand that this is the end times, man. The things that are happening in the earth, the things that are taking place in the earth, the laws and decrees that are being pushed out, and the things that are being revealed. All right, you understand that this is the end, okay? So, it's an economical collapse. That's could be any day now. Really, it could be any day. All right, because interest rates are still high. Okay, commercial real estate is failing. Bank loans are going into delinquency. All right, and Australia, is basically cashless now. Okay, so I'm gonna play this clip right here, and he got some good points in here. And what us, men of the Lord, what we see and filter through the scriptures that, hey, we are on the crashing of this economy, man. We're living in those times. All right, amongst all the other things that are going on, amongst all the other prophecies that's coming to pass, man. But this is in the news, so we're gonna bring it out. So I'm gonna play it.
But here on its hands, Russia says that U.S. is unloading its inflation on other countries, holding their dollars. Just look at Japan, which is collapsing.
Вот-вот обрушится доллар. Если доллар обрушится, что произойдет? У них же на бумажке вся экономика. Надо, напечатали доллары. Говорят, если много денег, инфляция. Плевать, инфляция на нас ложится. Сейчас ни доллары, ни евро никому не нужны. И это уже не только в Беларуси и России. Это во многих странах.
And then this weekend, we have yet another country announcing it wants away from the U.S. dollar. The Maldives wants to settle transactions in BRICS currency. So just since 2007, federal debt held by the public has surged from $4.6 trillion to an astonishing $27 trillion. Overall government debt is now surpassed $34 trillion. Just look at this chart that Game of Trades put together to paint a picture. In over 200 years of history, we saw this and then boom. Guys, there are so many bad signs right now for Biden's sheep that I can't even fit them all into this video. But here are two more little data points for you. China and other BRICS nations saw this coming years ago, so they started dumping U.S. treasuries, unlike Japan. U.S. allies, though, like Japan, didn't do that. And now they're facing disaster because it's basically gotten too close to the U.S. dollar. It touched the sun and it got burned. Now Japan's economy is collapsing. They have no young people. No one is having babies in Japan. The same thing is happening in the United States thanks to Biden's inflation and money printing. America's fertility rate plummeted to its lowest level in a century just this past year. That means the government and the Fed have to keep printing money to counter that demographic cliff that's coming. It's about to get a whole lot worse. But back to Japan for a moment. Japan is the largest holder of U.S. debt. They were thinking of selling, but then the U.S. panicked, and Jerome Powell of the U.S. Fed held a secret meeting with Japan's central bank to make a secret deal. We'll prop up your yen if you don't sell off our dollar. Now that plan has collapsed.
We've seen a reversal as the yen has began to collapse again to almost 156 yen per dollar. This spells disaster for Japan and the U.S. potentially, as Japan is the largest holder of U.S. treasuries.
Guys, the U.S. dollar is a Ponzi scheme because they just keep printing more money, just like Bernie Madoff. A Ponzi scheme.
All right, so I'm going to chime in right here. It just basically, you understand what he's saying. He's basically saying how, like, the U.S. dollar is now being, getting ready to be traded off. Like, it's not worth anything. Basically, like you said, it's a Ponzi scheme. It's been not worth nothing, right? And Japan's economy is failing, right? Because they deal with the U.S. dollar. Now you got these different countries that's backing away from the U.S. dollar, which weakens the U.S. dollar. So that the printing of money creates inflation, which makes the dollar not worth anything. So now if all these other countries that's not going to deal with the dollar, they're not dealing with the dollar, what is that going to do to the U.S. economy? Because the U.S. economy affects all the other markets in the world. All right. So it's going to be a what? A global collapse, man. All right. Which goes and turn into what? A global reset, man. Okay. So a lot of countries are going to, feel the effects of the collapse of America, man. Okay. And you got BRICS creating, a currency backed by gold, man. All right. But what is that currency going to, how are you going to be able to distribute and use that currency, man? It's going to all be digital. Let's keep going.
Only works until people want their money back or they want out of the deal. And then it all comes crashing down. Former Fed Chief Alan Greenspan explains how this scheme worked.
Are U.S. Treasury bonds still safe to invest in?
Very much so. I think this is not an issue of credit rating. The United States can pay any debt it has because we can always print money to do that.
Again, it works until the music stops playing, until inflation hits, until BRICS nations ditch your Ponzi scheme and build a new currency on.
Right. So it's basically, yes, you can pay your debt as long as that, the world is dealing with the dollar. Now the world isn't. You see? Nobody's using the American dollar anymore, bro. It's hanging on by a thread.
Gold and oil. That's what just happened. The other big part of this is the collapse of Western banks. One bank per month is now collapsing. Go right now and try to get some money out of your local bank to make a purchase. Like you want to buy a used car, you need a few $1,000s out of your account. Chances are you'll be told that the money isn't there, or you cannot withdraw your money at this time, come back in 8 days. Why? Because they don't have it. Like this guy who started filming on his iPhone when he went into his local branch. He needed cash out of his account to buy a used car. He needed a few $1,000s to make the purchase. He was told no.
What is this? It's my money. I'm allowed to withdraw from my own bank account.
Yeah, so
You said that what's the maximum limit you can give a withdrawal to a customer? It's $3,000 on the day. You've already mentioned that multiple times.
Yeah, not today.
Why not today?
Today I would need the extra or we're getting the invoice.
But what, you need proof of what it is? Why is that? And why is that?
It's his money. They don't have it. Godfrey Bloom, author and fund manager, says go out right now, get your money out of these banks. These banks are insolvent and we are facing a dark age in the West.
See, so because look, this money is not real money. It's not backed by gold. It's not backed by nothing. But this new currency that's being created by BRICS nations is going to be backed, by like gold and oil, right? So these countries are gonna go with what? Gold and oil, money that's backed by something, right? Because this was all created to fail anyway. But you see how this guy, he tried to go get some money out of his bank, but they wouldn't let him, right? Because of what? Look, let's go to Proverbs 27. 22 and 27. 22 and 7, so it says, the rich ruleth over the poor, and the elites of this world, right? They created this, man. All right. They had the knowledge to create this for a system, like, to have this this paper system, bro. All right. These dollars, all right, that once was backed by gold, right? But switched over to what? Oil, right? Which is why it was called the petrodollar. You see? So the rich ruleth over the poor because what? They have all the damn money. All right? It says, and the borrower is servant to the lender, right? Because if you think that you own anything, you really don't. The government can just come snatch whatever you got because you're not paying in actual dollars, right? When you look at your dollar and you look at the at the top of it, it says Federal Reserve Note. All right, that's just a promissory piece of paper, all right, that's worth what they would call $5 in this society. And it's just a promissory piece of paper that, you owe the bank, or the bank will promise to pay you back one day type of deal. Okay? It's not backed by nothing, but if you look at the money of old, right, it had, now when I say old, like, back in the day, because I have like a picture of it, don't have it now. It says silver certificate, right? So now, this is when you had, the money was real money. You can take that and go get, what your money was really worth, all right? But this currency that we use now today here in America, it's only a promissory note. It ain't backed by nothing. It's just only used because people still believe in it. It's still, cash is still rolling through society. All right, it still has value here in America. Okay. It says the borrower is servant to the lender. All right, so yeah, man, and who owns this currency, man, right? Which means that, hey, also when you look on that dollar, it has a letter, right? Which you link it to your Social Security card. It's basically what bank owns you. You look on a dollar bill, whatever letter is on there, whatever letter it says the bank, like Illinois Bank or whatever the case may be. You take your Social Security card, because all of this is a corporation. At the beginning of your Social Security card, there's the letters in the back, the red letters. There's a letter. Whatever letter, if it matched that dollar, say if it's an E and on that dollar it's an E, if it matched that dollar, that's whatever bank own you. Okay, so all your name is capitalized. Anyway, on your Social Security card and your birth certificate. But however, the point is that this money is not real, right? And the elites, they own all this. Okay, they don't even use cash. You see. But it's going to be an economical collapse, man, all right, which is predicted in the scriptures, all right? So if you owning anything in this society, so you see how you got your house, your car, all right, your clothes, you can go to the grocery store, say you living good, all right? That's all going to go away. All that's going to go away, okay? Because, this is why the scriptures say in 1 Timothy, oh, no, I'm tripping. 1 Timothy 6 and should be 17. It says, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded. Because you can make a decent lifestyle and become high-minded. All right? You can make a decent lifestyle and not want to let it go, because you're not understanding what's happening because you didn't listen to the prophets, all right? Because people still going to have faith and hoping that, even in them times, they still going to be looking for some type of normalcy. That's why a lot of people are going to fall victim to taking MOTB. Right. But it says, charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches. And the dollar, American dollar, is an uncertain currency. OK, that's uncertain riches. All right. And a lot of people trust in that. A lot of people choose jobs over the truth for that. A lot of people make them do wicked things for that, especially these women. OnlyFans, they trusted in uncertain riches. All right, because you have a woman that she's making money, right? She's trusting in the money. As long as she got money, she don't need X, Y, Z. Well, all that's gonna fail her. But in the living power who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. Okay, so basically, be not high-minded because all this gonna come crashing down. All right, all this You know, nobody's going to be living a normal life whenever the society crash, man, because everybody is going to be on the same playing field. All right, you're going to have your super rich and you're going to have the poor. Okay? And it's going to sink in. It's going to sink in like real fast. Because like the old buddy, what that is, in Australia, right? In Australia, you know, on May the 20th, after May the 20th, you're not going to be able to use cash. You're not going to be able to go deposit cash. You're not going to be able to, they're not going to do checks anymore. Let's say you got a check, want to go cash. They're not doing anything. Everything is going to be digital, going into the CBDCs. Okay? So they're not going to deal with cash. So now what about whenever, okay, you people, all right, they didn't listen to the prophets. That's not expecting it, because we know that on a Friday night, Friday, all the banks is closed. Not Friday night, but like say on a Thursday night, everything shut down, I guess, around the hours of 4 a.m. And then you wake up in the morning Friday to go get, to go probably get you either Starbucks coffee or whatever, and you can't do it. Your card declining, right? Your card declining. And I got an article I'm gonna pull out, that's gonna tie into that, But say you trying to go get some money, but hey, the banks is closed over the weekend. Okay? You not knowing what's going on. Bank didn't crash. That's what's gonna happen, man. Check this out. I want to go to Zephaniah. Zephaniah 1, and this is what I mean, because the Lord is allowing, the Lord is going to allow this devil to, push out his plan, because the reason why the Lord is going to allow him to get so far, because the hour of temptation has to take place. That's why it says in the book of Job, as he's about to fill his belly. So you don't just fill your belly with the first bite, second bite, third bite, fourth bite. You don't fill your belly sometimes with the whole plate, right? Sometimes you get seconds and thirds. This devil is greedy, so he gonna be doing whatever, So the Lord gonna allow this devil to get so far with his plan, because the hour of temptation has to take its place, right? So a lot of things people are going to be challenged with. You see? Check this out. This is Zephaniah 1 and 10. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be the noise of the cry from the fish gate, right? The fish gate is where, they used to sell, did business and commerce, right? I believe that was that's one of the main interests of Jerusalem. You see? One of the main interests. So it says, it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and the great crashing from the hills is a noise of a cry. Why? Because business has failed, right? It says in Isaiah the 19th chapter, there shall be no work. There shall be no work in Egypt. Right? It also says here, what is it? Isaiah 19. It says, this is Isaiah 19 and 9. It says the fisher, well, 8. It says the fishers shall mourn, and all they that cast angle into the brooks shall lament, and they shall spread nets upon the water. So and they that spread nets upon the water shall languish, right? Moreover, they that work fine flax and they that weave network shall be confounded. Because what, man? Businesses are closing. Businesses are going to close because it's coming to an economical collapse, man. You got a lot of companies going bankruptcy, okay? Got a whole contractor company that was booming, now it's bankrupt. It had to get, like, they had a contract and everything, but hey, bankrupt, out of there, just like that. Fisher shall mourn, and and all they that cast ankles into the brooks. You see? So a lot of jobs is going to fail, man, because of economical collapse, man. So going back to Zephaniah, it says a crashing from the hill, right? Because it's going to be an economical crash. The economy is going to crash. Verse 11, how ye inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. All right, that was Mektesh was a city where, it was a lot of, big transactions going on that way, kind of like your modern day Wall Street. Okay. It says, verse 12, and it shall come to pass at that time I will search Jerusalem with candlesticks and punish men that are selling on their leads. Now, you can take some wine. When it says sell on their leads, that's going into complacency, man. All right, the Lord said he's going to search Jerusalem with candles, right, and punish them. Search Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, okay? It says search Jerusalem with candles because, hey, we're over here. We're over here on the west side of the world. So the Lord is saying he's going to search Jerusalem. What he's going to, and he starts in his house first. It says, the men that are selling on their leads and say in their heart that the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. Right? So basically, he says he's going to search Jerusalem with candlesticks and punish men that are selling on their leads, right? So that's basically if you got the sense of complacency with yourself. Okay, because the dregs, when you look at wine, it says wine that are selling on their leads, basically, if you a good depiction of that is like, say you leave a little bit of wine at the bottom of the glass and it dries up because it's just been sitting there. Okay? It says, basically you ain't been occupied in prophecy. All right? And that's going for 2/3 too. You ain't been occupied in prophecy, right? Because, hey, listen, the Lord said he's going to search Jerusalem. If I'm not found to be worthy, the Lord will search my ass out and snuff out my candlelight. You see? And 2/3 too. You ain't listened to the prophets. You didn't hear what the word of the Lord was being said. You didn't listen to what the word of the Lord was. None of that. You just chose to live your life and get the bag. Now I'm gonna read verse 13 in the NLT. It says, their wealth shall be plundered, their houses shall be demolished. All they that build houses, they will not live in them. Though they plant vineyards, they will not drink the wine. So it's going to be an economical collapse, and you will own nothing and be happy because he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma. All right, because when the economy crashes, the solution going to be what? A digital currency. All right, that's backed by something that all countries, right, that everybody around the earth has been dabbling into and getting ready for that, man. But the point is who going to be at the pinnacle of it, and it looks like BRICS nations. All right, because America's going to lose its power, man. The American dollar, well, I'm gonna say the U.S. dollar holds no weight across the earth anymore. So you will own nothing and be happy, because it's going to be the fourth industrial revolution. I hope this is making sense. Because that's what comes with this economical collapse. All right, that's going to be the solution. You see? So you will own nothing and be happy. All right, so up until this time, everybody was living good. Everybody was okay. Everybody could still go to work, make money. All right, now we have an economical collapse. Well, all that going to be out the door. Women going to go back to their role, and men, you're going to see men that were so-called, I guess, known for being I guess, a strong guy, or men that was all these so-called masculine men, or your G's and you know what I'm trying to say. All right. These guys that are upheld to standards, you're going to see them fold, because whenever you got all this, you got the election coming up. You also got this bird flu, if you will, starting to, peek his head out. Okay. You got all kinds of things going on right before this election, man. And basically I seen the brothers, the elder them going in about, it was like a little clip made, saying it won't even be an election. So you got civil unrest on the rise too. Okay. You got war going on. It's a lot taking place right now, man. It's a lot of, end time prophecies that's happening right now. So the collapse of America, is the, part of it too. So, oh yeah, Salakia. Let me get this article for y'all. Here it is. This is what I want to go into too. It says major banks debanking Christians. See? Nah, I'm going to read parts of this article here. It says, debanking has become a major issue in the recent years as institutions feel the current government gives them leeway to discriminate against customers based off their political beliefs. This is happening throughout the Western world. Most recently, 15 attorneys general sent a letter to Bank of America, Brian whatever, about his bank troubling financial pattern of debanking Christians. So I want to get to the part. Oh, yeah. It says, I'm going to keep reading. It says, Banks of America has a track record of debanking religious organizations. The letter states, and when this came out, this is last month. It says, so this is basically what you're going to see. Well, I'm going to keep reading and I'm going to say this. It says, we are especially troubled by Banks of America track record of discriminating against religious ministries. Bank of America has banished Christians and Christian organizations from accessing their accounts for years without penalty. Okay, look, peep this out. Where's the other one? Okay, well, I'm going to read. It says, Timothy of Two Project International founder Steve Curtis told Fox News about the experience of Bank of America. His organization trains Christian pastors in 65 countries and has banked with Bank of America since 2011. Curtis said that one day in 2020, his card simply declined out of the blue. The bank said his account would be restricted for 3 weeks before it was deactivated, but the bank failed to cite a reason for the closure. We have had people all over the world, Curtis told reporters. We travel a lot. We need these cards in field. And so it had the potential to be very disruptive for us, he continued. The only answer he received was that his Christian organization was engaged in a type of business that they had chosen not to serve. All right. Now, and that could be that ties into persecution too. All right, because what? You see, what it is that brothers can, they can, because like they said, they want YouTube to track, what you watching, what you putting up. So therefore, they see brothers is, bringing out the word of the Lord, condemning this devil, and all right, they're gonna cut your bank account off. Okay. All right, now let's say this. Say you people, when the money go digital, you doing something, they don't like. All right, listen, we don't like XYZ, so we gonna cut your money off. It's digital, what that is, digital prison. All right, no financial freedom here that you once had. Okay? So let's go to, what is it? This is what I wanted to get to. Well, I had read all of this. It says, oh, and look, see, peep this out. It says Lance Walanau, a Christian author and preacher, was falsely accused of money laundering and had his account frozen. Indigenous Events Ministry, a Christian organization that cares for the poverty-stricken people of Uganda, was debanked by Banks of America in April 2023. A church in Memphis that donated to the organization was also debanked. Banks of America simply said that the business operated above the bank's risk tolerance, and it took months for the ministry to gain access to their funds. Dang. So look, the CBDC, right? Crashed the economy. You got CBDCs, right? You know, and if it's CBDCs, you know, you use CBDCs. That's what you do. You use the CBDCs until it comes on a what? A CHIP. Okay? So, you know, here it is. You can just be accused. And they slicing your water off. And so this is where it comes into play. Well, all right, well, only way you can get your funds back is if you gotta take it on here. Dog, okay, so we cut your funds. Just think about that. Think about you not being able to, you know, spend money. You know, you spend money unless you get it on a CHIP. All right, well, you did XYZ. You did XYZ. So, you know, we gon', you know, cut your money off right here. You know, because it's CBDCs. All right, well, listen. Only way you can get it back and it can be restored is if you take it on this right here. However this, I'm just pushing out scenarios. However this devil gonna do it to cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, you know? So, because you know his target is the men of the Lord. So, he's gonna create, you know, problems in the earth, you know? And he's going to have complete control over, you know, the money. He's going to create problems within, you know, society to make you have to get, you know, the CHIP, man. Because once this economy crash, right, what's the solution? Okay, well, we got CBDCs. Okay, which is going to come on what? However this devil decides to do it. But he's going to cause it all, both small and great. Rich and poor, free and bond to receive a charagma. Where's the other one? Oh, yeah. All right, it says, corruption goes deeper. In addition to the bank's religious accounts closure, disregarding the viewpoints, diversity, we are also deeply concerned about the recent revelations that Bank of America voluntarily shared its customers' private financial data with the federal government as a wildly abroad financial surveillance scheme intended to identify domestic terrorists. The letter reads, the Biden administration has asked banks to back them regarding the political adversity for their supporters. So, like I said, brothers are teaching the word, all right? So, because if this devil come with CBDCs, all right, we doing however they do it, right? It's not on the chip. That's what the currency is. We're gonna use CBDCs. That's what we're gonna use because it doesn't come on a chip. Okay, that was pretty weird. It doesn't come on a chip. Okay, but when it does, you know you can't take that. But hey. You teaching the word of the Lord. Now, hey, your CBDCs don't work here, and here. Because, you know, and that's, you know, that's part of that you know, that persecution too. You know? Because he wants to be God. He wants to control the behavior of people. All right? So that's all I wanted to get to that. All right, that's all I wanted to get to that. So I'm gonna finish off with Revelations 13. This is Revelations 13, and this is the centerpiece of prophecy. This is this is what this devil next major move is gonna be. All right, everything that this devil is doing in the planet Earth, right? Because you gotta understand the elites that own all this money, they fund all of this. They calling the shots. The Lord is making them call the shots, because the Lord is controlling them. They calling shots and doing all of this, all right? Because what, man? It's all to lead up to the MOTB, which is the CHIP, all right? So this is Revelations 13, and it's like 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or their foreheads, and that no man may buy or sell, save he that had the charagma or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to be a part of society if you don't, take your CBDCs on your CHIP. Because cash is going to be no more. Okay? So with that, man, Lord willing, you are edified. Shalom.